play Sky Riley and to be a part of the Smile universe. So on behalf of our brilliant director, Parker Finn, and the entire cast and crew, thank you, thank you, thank you for being our biggest, loudest supporters and coming to this theatre to catch us on the big screen in the most immersive way. I genuinely cannot wait for you to experience this movie with other fans. So thanks again for coming out. Now sit back or on the edge of your seat and enjoy.
Alright guys, so this is a complete side note from the movie, but if you're ever in New Orleans, they have this place called Burritos Grill out in Chalmette. So good. So good. So freaking good. Best Mexican food ever. But I got birria. I got birria quesadillas. I always get these and a queso. So good. If you don't want to know any spoilers of the movie or to hear me talk about other stuff, I give the movie a 9 out of 10. It was absolutely amazing. I definitely recommend going to go see Smile 2. It was so good. Naomi Scott did an amazing job. It's a terrifying roller coaster ride of a movie, I will say that. I would recommend going as a group, not because it's just that terrifying, but it's just, it will be really fun if a whole group goes. But if you're like me and you don't have friends, go by yourself, girl, you'll be okay. So anyone who doesn't want spoilers, go. Like right now, go. Like, thank you for watching. Thank you for these few minutes that you had with me. I will be making more reviews, not just of movies, but of other items, clothing, food, whatever the case may be, whatever comes to me, whatever I get inspired to do. But yeah, go, because I'm gonna reveal a lot in this, yeah, go. Love you, bye. All right, so those who have stayed, hey, what's up? Thanks for staying. Go get you a snack. Go order you some quesadillas yourself. Yeah, let's just chill together, one-on-one. It's personal time. But I just want to chill and I just want to talk about the film. In the beginning, they have this scene where Kyle Garner, his character, is he's trying to get the demon off his back and he's trying to put it on these drug dealers. Things backfire. Lucas Gage, he was at the wrong place at the wrong time. Like, I felt so sorry for his character, as much as you can for a drug dealer. So if you watched the trailer, you saw how his Kyle Garner's character gets finished off. And if you didn't, spoiler alert, he was hit by a car. I'm not gonna say like too much because I do want you to enjoy it, you know what I'm saying? But I do want to talk about certain parts. So then we go to Naomi Scott's character. I thought she did such an amazing job. I mean, she's already been an amazing actress. She has been in multiple productions, including she was Princess Jasmine, guys. And it's so funny to go from Princess Jasmine to a character like this. But I love it as an actor. It shows, like, you know, the range that you have. And I don't know, she's just an amazing actress. So she's in rehearsal for her concert that's coming up. They were doing their little dance choreography and stuff like that. And she moved her on and she was like, ah, my back. You know, she had one of those moments, don't we all? Which they don't show all this in one scene, but like, just to speed it up. She was in a hard, like horrible accident, fatal accident actually, with one of her co-stars or this actor that she was dating.
So his name in the movie was Paul Hudson, but his real name is Ray Nicholson. He's freaking Jack Nicholson's son. I did not know that, but it's so funny because when I was watching it, I kept saying, man, he looks like someone. Who does he look like? And I couldn't think of it. He looks just like his dad. Putting two and two together, seeing their foot, like, he looks just like his dad.
He ended up dying, she ended up living, but she had like the biggest scar going up her stomach, and then like she had a scar on her back. So she had injuries from this accident, and before that she dealt with substance abuse. So she was doing, I mean, use your imagination, she was doing it. She had a lot of problems, man. She went to the bathroom and she opened up this little like mint looking container thing, but it really had pills in it. And you can tell she was having like withdrawals. Like she was just like, oh. When you watch the movie and see her scars, you're gonna be like, damn. Like, damn. You know, when you see the accident, you're like, damn. So then her mom knocks on the door and she makes her drop it down the sink. She's like, mother, like, you know, she's just like, crap. She's like in the car, she's texting Lucas Gage character. So then she acts like she goes inside, and instead she turns back around and leaves to go to his place. Once she gets to his place, that's when it goes down. Like it goes down, like down to the get down. So when he opens the door, you know, she's just like, he just looks so bad, guys. You can tell that demon was just whooping his behind. And so she goes in and he just starts like, he from the outside, like if this was like, let's just say this really happened. From the outside, anybody go, oh, he's tweaking. He's having an episode, he's tweaking, he looks drunk, he looks messed up, he looks all these things. But really, this demon was attacking him. She's like, like pretty much like, I'm gonna go. Like, I get out of here because you having a moment. She's just like, no, like it's like, I think he's like, it's fine or something like that. So she, like the whole time, like when she said, I'm gonna go, I was just like, go, like run, like yes, get out of there, you know, but we want to have a movie. But it was, oh, this movie was so good. So anyway, so then she stays and she's like waiting for him. He's like, I'll be back. He's like, I'll be back. And you know what? I love how in the film, so when his character is like interacting and talking with her, there's all of this energy going on in the scene. And it's just like, it's the uproar before the lion actually bites, you know? And I don't know if you guys, like when you go and see, you'll be able to feel it, maybe. But there's all this energy just going on within the scene. And so after a while, it kind of just fades out. And it's like this eerie, quiet, like, okay, wait, where is he? Where'd he go? It doesn't take that long to go and grab a few pills. Why is he taking long? What's happening? What's going on? Is he watching her? Sorry guys, I had to scare you. So then the energy rush happens and he comes out and he's freaking out, she's freaking out, they're both freaking out. And he's just like, how do you not see this demon over you? It's looking at me. Oh my gosh, everything happens. If you saw the trailer, you know what happens to him. He bashes his freaking face in with a little weight thingy. And, you know? So we know what happens to him. So she's just like, what the freaking, throws up. She has a moment, which anybody would. And she doesn't call the police. I'm like, see, that's where you messed up. You didn't call the police. And she didn't call the police because she didn't want, obviously, she's a big star. It will come out in the paper. What, like, and it's like, what are you doing by this drug dealer? Because you're supposed to be sober. Now it doesn't look like you're sober, even though she's sober, but then she just really wanted pills for her pain, and it's like, no one will understand. So she goes home. So then she like chucks her little Voss. Which, shout out to Voss. That's all the water that they had in that film. They clearly wanted to be seen, so yay, Voss. No, Voss really is good though. And then I wonder how many times they made her drink that water. Like, did she only have one take? Or, like, did she have to do that 5 times, 10? There's no way they made her do that more than, like, once. There's no way. No way. Because when you watch the movie, you're gonna see, like, it wasn't some, like, tiny little, like, Fiji-sized bottle of water. Like, this was, like, a big old bottle. And she chugged the ish out that thing. I was just like, that alone, give her an award for that. That bite was everything. It was so crunchy. So she had this like childhood friend, and when she was going through, she was getting ready to reach out to her. She was looking through old messages. They clearly got into a fight. When she was getting ready to message her, an unknown caller, whatever, text her. An unknown person messaged her. So I don't remember what the text message said, But it was pretty much like, I know what you did. I know what you did last summer type vibe. And she's like, oh my God. Like she starts like, crap, who is this? And how do they know that I was there? How do they know, you know? So then this demon starts just screwing with her life. And whoever was the costume department and the crew, dude, that set was so beautiful. Her bedroom was gorgeous. I mean, the wallpaper, I don't know if they like put that together or that was like an actual place where they like filmed at and it was just like that, but it was so beautiful. So beautiful. I loved her place. And every outfit that she had was so on point. So on point. I love the whole movie, just like in general, from wardrobe, from the scenery of everything. Everything was done so just perfectly. I don't know, I really admire Parker Finn's vision. So this demon starts messing with her life, and she's at rehearsals, like they're in the actual stadium now, they're practicing and stuff like that. She falls and her knee pops out of place. Like, I'm not talking like a little like, I fell. Like, no, like it was like, so you're just like, oh my gosh. But I already knew. I was like, watch it be not real. Because it's messing with her, you know? That's what demons do. They mess with you. And lo and behold, it wasn't real. But now everyone's looking at her like, is she on drugs again? So she's mad. And she was like, they made me trip. They made me trip. Who was it? And like, she's trying to like find someone to blame. Choreographer, director, or whatever it was. He was just like, I didn't see anybody. Like, pretty much it was just you, boo. Like, are you okay? And she's mad, so she runs off. And as she's walking to her dressing room, her assistant's coming out of her dressing room. And he has the smile on his face. And when she goes in the room, she's like, she has her face against the door. And she's like having a moment. You can tell she was just like overwhelmed, obviously. Like, I just saw my knee and felt my knee or my ankle, whatever it was, like come out of place, flesh and all, and it didn't. And I know what I saw, and I know what I felt, and here people are trying to look at me and tell me that it didn't happen, and I know what just happened, and I don't know what's going on. So she's having a moment. She finally turns around. When she turns around, her whole dressing room is trashed. Like, TV messed up, everything messed up, like it was just trashed. And so she comes out and she's like pissed, and she calls him out. She's like, why would you do that, and this and that. And her mom's just like, he was with me the whole time. And she's like, no, he like these demons play games. This whole movie was so good, and it made you feel such emotion, like the ups, the downs. I'm telling you guys, it's like a roller coaster. You first start off and you're like, all right, okay, I know I'm on a roller coaster, so I know what I'm expecting. And then you just like, you're going up and you're just like, oh wait, this is kind of high. And you're like, oh wait, this is even higher. And then you're like, oh wait, I did not expect. And then you go down and you're just like, oh my gosh, what is happening? Like, I did not see that coming. Like, what is that? Somebody save her. Guys, that movie was so good. And so then she is just like losing it, you know? This demon is making her just, it's messing with her so badly. It's so sad. So then they had this other scene where I think it was like it was like a gala benefit or something like that. She had to present, and she's giving her speech, she's reading the prompter, and it stops. I forget the actor's name who died, who she was with, but they put his name on the prompter, and she's just like, why would y'all put that? Like, why would you put, like, she starts freaking out, and he's there with the smile on his face, clapping, and like, I don't know, it was a whole, and so she's like, looks like she's losing it, and then she had this like horrible skin crawling tick where she pulled her hair out. This girl, like, she like ripped her effing hair, like she would like she pulled her hair out, guys, like she had a really bad tick. And there's another scene where she gets a text from this unknown person again, and it turns out, I thought it was like the demon messing with her, and it turned out it was the guy trying to help her. So this random guy reaches out to her, he tells her to meet him, and he shares his experience with her about how his brother was attacked by this demon and he wants to help her and this and that, and she's got it herself in order for it to end, and she's like, I'm not doing that, and like she's just like, leave me alone. Then she is attacked again. This time, I mean, I think this was like one of the worst scenes out of all of them. It wasn't just one, it didn't just come in the form of like one person. It was like, and I'm not going to give it all away, but it was a really creepy scene. It was really creepy. So anyways, this demon starts, I didn't say Siri. Okay. So anyways, oh, and that's another thing. After I finished watching this movie, I had so many weird things happen to me. For one, when I left out, I went to the bathroom, because it is like a 2-hour movie, so I was sitting there the whole time, but I had to go to the bathroom. So when I was in the bathroom, I put my phone on the side, like where the tissue part is, like propping it up right there. Well, when I grabbed my phone, it was locked. Like someone had been like playing with it, like messing with it. It was locked. So I was locked out of my phone for like 5 minutes. I'm like, I didn't touch my phone. Like I didn't press anything on it. And each time I went to go look at my phone, the 5 minutes was there still. And I'm just like, but 5 minutes have passed. And I'm just like, what's going on? I don't know, that's weird. Phone was like completely drained once I opened it. Like once it fully like unlocked for me, it was drained. And so it died. And I'm just like, why would it do that? Like I didn't like it. I can't even talk because it was a really weird experience. What's the word? I still have battery life on my phone, guys. I still have battery life. I don't know. And so then I'm just like, okay. So when I got in the car, I connected my phone so it can charge. It would not take a charge. Like at all, it would not take a charge. That's never happened. I always am able to charge my phone and it stayed on 1%. I rebuke you in Jesus' name. So then I was like, okay, well, I'll turn it off and just let it charge that way. That way, you know, no ads or anything's popping up so my phone can actually catch a charge. And so then I went to another store, and when I came out, my phone was turned on. Not today, Satan. So I turned it off again, and I sat there because I wanted to see if it was turning on by itself, and it did nothing. It was just off. And so I'm like, okay. So I just kept running my little errands and came back out again. My phone was back on again. I'm just like, all right, this is weird. So yeah. So I said a little prayer, and then my phone started catching a charge. And I'm like, all right, I don't know what y'all did in that movie, but you're gonna keep your little demons to yourself, because I rebuke it in Jesus' name. Like, don't play with me. It attacks her. And I mean, when I say they attack her, it's putting it nicely. And the sucky part is when she wakes up in the hospital, like her mom, I think it was her mom's just like, oh, they said you fell and hit your head. Like, that would piss me off so badly. Like, you know what's going on and somebody's telling you, oh, you just hit your head very badly. You just fell. Excuse me? It's like that would make me so mad. Like, no, there's something after me attacking me, and you guys are just making it seem like everything's normal. Like, no, she's just going through it, she's relapsing, she's having a moment. Like, excuse you? No. Like, no. Just because you can't see something doesn't mean that it's not there. Just because you can't feel something doesn't mean it's not there. She's trying to get away out of this hospital, and these the staff and the security guard, they're all downstairs. So she's just like, the door's right there. Gotta Usain Bolt it, you know? But her assistant ends up seeing her, and he sees all of the blood on her, and he's just like, is that like, you know, is that blood? And she's just like, shh, like, shut up, you know? And he's like, all right, we need a doctor over here, and calls her out. And so then it's like a whole uproar. And so her friend is out there, outside, was coming up to the hospital, and she ends up like telling her like where's the car? I need the car. I gotta get out of here. And her friend's like, what's going on? And she's like, no, I'm gonna stay with you, like, or whatever she said. Ride or die. Ride or die was the motive. And so they get in the car and they're driving because she's trying to get to this guy. I forget his name. I think his name was like Morris or something like that. And she finally gets to Morris, and she gets to him. They meet at this like old Pizza Hut or like something like that. She's like, we gotta slow your heart down, or you pretty much have to die in order for me to do whatever he needed to do to her. So they go into the freezer. He's like, oh, you have to keep this right here, because if you don't, like, the lock on the door is broken, so it can close forever, like, or something like that. So you're just like, oh my gosh. You're thinking like, all right, this demon's gonna come in and she's gonna be locked in the freezer. So you think. There's so many moments like that where you're just like, all right, well, this is about to happen. Then you're like, nope, all right, this is going to happen. That's why I said it's a roller coaster, because when you think it's one thing, when you think it's like something else is about to happen, like, so then she gets on the table, and she, of course, this demon comes back and starts attacking her again, because Morris is like, oh, I'll be right back. Just stay on the table and X, Y, and Z. So he leaves, and this demon comes in, and it's like in a form of her. Herself is fighting her, but it's really the demon as her. But then there's her. Yeah. And what pissed me off was the fact that it's just like, damn, do you think she's going to like really finally like get this like demon bastard thing? Like, I was dumbfounded. I was just like, are you freaking kidding me? That whole time. That whole freaking time, she gets smiled. You're just like, damn girl, like, I thought you were gonna be the one. Like, I thought I was really rooting for you. Like everybody was, like, everyone in the theater was like really like, what? She kept like, you know, fighting it. It was like, I'm in control, I'm in control, I'm in control. And that demon's like, oh yeah, you think so? Oh yeah, you think so? No, I'm in control. That movie, oh, like, my brain hurts just thinking about it, because you're really so involved in it. The crazy thing is, when this demon like snaps her out of it and wakes her up out of his little scheme of what he wanted for her to see, she's on stage where she has to perform now and act like everything's great and everything's fine, and she ends up offing herself, obviously. But here's the thing, she does it in front of like thousands of people. So now thousands of people are impacted and infected. It's not just one person. She didn't just pass it on to one person, wasn't just in a room with one person. She infected thousands of people. So can you guys imagine what Smile 3 is going to be like? Because I can't. Like, Parker Finn, I would love to be in Smile 3. And it's so funny because I was taking headshots. So I met this photographer on set. He was like, he worked for the grip department, but he also does like photography on the side. You got to be careful with people like that sometimes. But I didn't feel anything from his energy, so I was like, all right, I'll give you a shot, dude. Like, come on, come take my photo. I ended up getting headshots from him, but we were just messing around, like, with, like, I forget what we were talking about, but I did like this weird smile. And he kept it, like, he didn't delete the photo. He kept the photo and he like edited it, and it came out so creepy. And he was just like, dude, you look just like you can be in the Smile movie. And I was like, wait, that is so insulting. What do you mean? He's like, no, not like your actual headshots. He's like, well, when we were just like joking around, one of your photos, it looked like that. And he like sent it to me. If I still have it in my file, I'm gonna put it up here, because it was really creepy. I was just like, amazing grace, how sweet Smile 3 is going to be wild. I know it's going to be absolutely insane. The first one was good. The second one was even better. And the third one has to be like out of this world. And I know that, like, because it's like when you think about it, she didn't affect just one person. She affected thousands. And this thing messes with you and starts killing you off and starts spreading to other people and stuff like that. But the demon transfers, which demons do that. Demons transfer. But how is Smile 3 going to, how is it going to display itself? Because, like, what do you do with a demonic virus type of like like pandemic, a demon pandemic? How is this gonna look like, you know? Like, there's gonna be so much chaos, and it has to, like, this film the third one has to show like this thing dying. It has to show this thing dying. Oh my gosh, if it doesn't show this thing dying, I would just walk out. Like, somebody's got to rise up from, because she infected thousands of people. These people are going to be in contact with family, with friends, and those family and friends are going to be in contact with other people, and then other people, and like, it's just like, does it keep growing? Does it keep going? And how many more people is it going to affect? And then also, who's going to stop it? Who's gonna be the one to rise up and actually kill this demon? You know what I'm saying? Like, guys, I'm excited. The second one was so good. I'm excited to see what he has for the third film. The movie was wild. Like, when you guys, I know I kind of like just butchered scenes in there, but when you actually go and see the film and you're watching it and you're just, everything's just playing out, like, it's such an entertaining movie for what it is. Yeah.